Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend, and I'm alone. So this is going to be a interesting episode, kicking it right off from the start. I have no idea where James is, my co-host, if you will. Um, he is a no-show. This is a first. We're in new territory, uncharted territory for that matter. And so I'm gonna wing it, and I'm gonna see what transpires here. So this is the Fat and Black Connection, generally with me and my good friend James. Uh, and this is a live interactive broadcast where we generally talk about anything and everything, eh, as long as it's interesting to us. And I guess today we're just going to talk about things that are interesting to me. And because it is live and interactive, what that means is right now you're watching me somewhere on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, somewhere out there in the ether. You're watching. I don't know why, but you are. And on all of these different platforms, you have the ability to engage with me via chat functions. Send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. Check in. If there's something specific you want to hear me talk about or ask a question, I'm kind of an open book. And with that being said, I do have to, because I was poked into doing it, I've got to make sure that I share with everyone that this last week was my wife's birthday, and she's old now. Uh, she is inching closer to her mid 40s, and I love her very much. Don't get me wrong, but she's getting old, and I think she's watching right now. So I had to make sure I throw that out there. But as we like to do here on the show, generally, is crack a few beers. And tonight I've got a couple with me. I'm going to be drinking an award-winning Pilsner German-style lager by Pigeon Head Brewery. And let's go ahead and get this sucker cracked, and we'll start right there. If James should ever decide to show up tonight, I'll definitely bring him in, and we'll see what the heck happened. Pigeon Head Brewery is based in Nevada, Reno, Nevada. So if you're living in the northern Nevada area, you should be able to come by this pretty easily. So, speaking of alcohol, one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I had posted this on our page recently. I don't know if this thing is real. I've seen it make the rounds before, but it's back, and there are actually more detailed logos this time, which makes me wonder if this is actually heading in a direction where it may get done. And what you see on the screen is Oscar Mayer's meat seltzers. I I don't even know where to begin. Uh, I- I'm not a big fan of Oscar Mayer meats in general. I'll have an Oscar Mayer hot dog occasionally if that's what's at option. But uh, Oscar Mayer doing seltzers of meat flavored, and so we have three flavors listed here, and we'll go ahead and read through each of these for those of you that are listening after the fact. You've got ham and cheese, which is a hard seltzer made with ham, added ingredients, and smoke flavor. You've got original bologna meat seltzer, which is a hard seltzer made with chicken, pork, and beef. And then olive loaf meat seltzer, which is a hard seltzer made with chicken, pork, pimentos, and green olives. These are all evidently 5% alcohol by volume. They're 1 pint cans. Um, I am hoping this is a joke. I'm hoping this isn't real. I have no interest in trying these, but I am absolutely interested in someone trying them and telling me what they think. Uh, because this is too wild. I get that seltzers are the rage right now. You see the White Claws really what got it going, and now Kirkland is doing their own seltzers, which I've had quite a few on this show in the past. Everyone seems to be doing seltzers, so I there's a part of me that thinks this could be real. And I guess we'll see. If I see it in the store, I'll let you know. Um, yeah, just very weird times, friends. One thing that I wanted to talk about that we aired on this show last week was a video that we had made from a recent episode where James had just said some ridiculous things around alcohol. And I'm going to play that video in just a moment. Um, and something interesting happened. So let me go ahead and play this video for you, and then we'll talk about it.
It's not a huge amount of so you have to be, of course, be 21 to buy it. It's 5% alcohol by volume, but at the same time, it's also only 12-ounce can. So I mean, 5 ounces inside a 12-ounce can, not too bad. Hey!
So yeah, James, obviously his math not so strong there. 5% alcohol by volume does not mean that there are 5 ounces of alcohol in anything. So what's interesting about this clip is that it's funny, absolutely. But I never thought it would get the response that it has. So I posted this on Instagram, uh, Facebook, obviously, and also onto YouTube. And in the first 24 hours of this video being posted on YouTube, there were over 2,000 views of this video. On Instagram, it has been viewed well over 1,000 times at this point. I don't understand. Um, I I'm very much trying to engage in this whole social media love fest that exists in our society today, but I don't understand it. I don't know what the analytics are to go viral or what is the new thing that is trending today. Generally, I we just do what we do. Um, James and I, when we do these shows, we talk about the things that are interesting to us because that's all we care about. If you enjoy it and you're here watching because you think what we're talking about is interesting as well, great. We want you to enjoy that. But ultimately, we're never trying to figure out the algorithms. And I really want to understand them now, especially seeing this little 17-second clip from a recent episode where James says something silly. He misspeaks according to what he told us last week. Um, and now the thing is huge. By comparison to anything else we've done or posted, it's huge. Kind of weird. So with that, I do want to play it one more time just because I personally find it highly entertaining.
It's not a huge amount of so you have to be, of course, be 21 to buy it. It's 5% alcohol by volume, but at the same time, it's also only 12-ounce can. So I mean, 5 ounces inside a 12-ounce can, not too bad. Hey!
James, where are you? I hope you're okay. Let's move on to some of the stuff I plan to talk about today. And I was hoping to talk with James about it and get his insight and his opinions, but he's not here. So we've got to move on with the show. Let's talk about the new artwork and photos that have come out for Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. This film is coming out in November. I believe it's November 11th. So we're still a little ways away, a little over a month. But right away, the image here, it's kind of somber. It's just the mask and necklace that T'Challa wore, and um, it's kind of symbolic in that it's empty. Um, Chadwick Boseman passed away, but we did have some new images come out, literally just today, um, thanks to an upcoming edition of Empire magazine, and Wakanda Forever is the cover story. And what we're seeing on the cover here is uh, Black Panther, or T'Challa's mother, sister, and Namor. I love that headpiece that Namor's wearing. Um, I love the fact that we're getting Namor into the MCU finally. This has been a very long time coming. Um, and I just love the colors that are used in this imagery. We also have some Empire exclusive images in the magazine from the film. Um, there's really no context as to what's happening in these images necessarily. Obviously, we can see in this one T'Challa's mother and sister appear to be holding some spears, pointing at someone. So likely either preparing to fight or perhaps they're training. I'm leaning on preparing to fight. And of course, Shiri by herself. Not exactly sure if this. It looks like perhaps this is in her lab. And finally, Namor rocking some major piercings. Um, Definitely calling on some Incan kind of feel on the imagery on his staff that he's holding. So um, I'm excited for Namor. That's probably the biggest thing for me. We haven't had a serious trailer that's given us a ton. We've had one teaser trailer so far that gave us a lot of flashy images, but I have no idea what's going to happen in the story. Um, and that's it's not a bad thing. It's just I guess we'll have to wait and see. Sticking with Marvel because we like to talk about it a lot. Coming very soon, a Marvel Studios special presentation, Werewolf by Night. Uh, this looks like it's going to be fun. It's done in a very stylistic 30s 40s, classic horror, creature from the Black Lagoon style. We got quite a few images, stills from this upcoming special, uh, where we see not a lot. There's not a whole lot here to kind of derive what's going to happen in the series. Um, but it's just a lot of black and white stills uh, with the different characters that we're going to be introduced to, such as Elsa Bloodstone, her father. So it's nice that Marvel is really using some of their properties that maybe wouldn't have gotten any attention and using them appropriately. Werewolf by Night, this is an appropriate property to utilize for Halloween. And so we should see this coming out here next week, late next week. Disney just recently released a new trailer for Strange World. And we've talked about this on the show before. The first trailer that came out really didn't give you much of anything. It was kind of just a lot of flashy images that were fun to look at, but didn't really tell you what's going on. And honestly, in this new trailer, there's still not. It's a lot of flashy images. You kind of see some of the characters engaging, but there's really I couldn't tell you what the film ultimately is going to be about. And Disney's been doing this a lot lately with all of their properties. Whether it's Marvel, whether it's Fox, whether it's uh, Avatar, for that matter. I mean, the Avatar trailer really didn't give you a whole lot either to work with. We like to talk about She-Hulk on this show. We got our newest installment last Thursday, and there's a lot of people out there that seem to really be poo-pooing this show, and I'm really not understanding what the issues are aside from there being potentially male chauvinistic pigs. Frankly, I think the show is quite enjoyable. I think it kind of fills that niche of a fourth wall breaking lawyer show, which I enjoy it. This episode was kind of a one-off, which it even says itself. It's kind of that mid-season standalone episode, um, and it was fun. I thought that there was a lot of good moments in it. We had Lulu the dog being introduced. I'm sorry, not Lulu the dog. Lulu is the girl. I can't remember the dog's name, but a horribly ugly dog. Uh, and one of the things that I've noticed Disney doing with all of their properties, Star Wars properties, Marvel properties, are coming out with these fantastic posters weekly based on characters that are getting introduced into whatever series it might be. And we'll talk about that again in a couple of minutes when we get to talking about Andor. Um, and I really like the ones for this show specifically. They're very colorful. I think they really do a good job of conveying the character. Um, Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And for guys like me that do this kind of content for other people, it's a good way to share the show through images rather than you having to necessarily sit and watch. And one of the things that we talked about a couple weeks ago was that I had found the Disney Media Kit website where you can go on and get imagery from the episodes or the shows and go ahead and use them. So I love that we have some of this content, and oh my gosh, we finally have someone coming in. I don't have to try and keep winging this thing by myself. Let's go ahead and finally make this an episode of Fat and Black. And welcome in. Wait a second, you're not James.
No, I'm fatter and blacker, man.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, checking in tonight, we've got Tyrus with us. Tyrus, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, been trying to wing it for the last 17 minutes and 48 seconds, so it's been fun.
Well, I'm happy to be here, man.
Well, we appreciate you stepping in, stepping up. It's always good to have a backup. And, I guess one of the nice things about doing this show right now on Monday nights is that you were available because on our normal night, this couldn't have happened. And what are you drinking there, friend?
Today, a little bit of Modelo Especial.
Very nice, very nice. So the high-end Corona, if you will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Aside from water, of course.
Yes, the weak sauce. So we'll come back to She-Hulk in a couple minutes, but let's check in. We haven't talked in a little while. Last time we talked on this show was me creaming you on God of War, and I'm still waiting for the rebuttal video. Haven't seen that. So
a rebuttal video.
Yeah, we said you've got your own platform. You've got your own show. You're welcome to even take clips from our show to contest us if you would like.
That may happen. It may happen, but currently I have set my focus on to another project at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of projects going on these days. I one of the things that I can talk about here with you is, we have Murphy's Inc. that you're involved with, and we have episode 1 pretty much fully post-produced and in the can, ready to go.
I'm excited.
Episode 2 is on its way, waiting for the rough draft on that. So it's coming along. We are fully planning to air Murphy's Inc. before the year is out. We've got Radio Story Hour, which you are also involved with. And that's coming here. I believe we start recording next week.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for
this
that.
weekend, actually. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised at my casting. I'm really appreciative of getting in. Number one, it's always a blessing to audition and get in somewhere. But I mean, the guys that are running the show have faith in me to take part in 2 shows actually and 3 roles. So
yeah, I was very surprised that you didn't actually make it into the 3rd show. That was the one in the beginning that I felt like the most confident that I could have seen you in. And so kind of interesting in that regard, because the role that I thought I could have easily seen you in actually went to my normal co-host on this show. So I guess that's going to be the new norm in this voice acting community that we're creating. Is you and James are just going to have to be competing for parts, I guess.
I'm used to it. If it wasn't James, it was Romeo back in the day.
Yeah, well, and I don't necessarily get it from a voice acting standpoint, because I don't think you and James have similar voices. I think you both have very distinct, different voices, and so that's where that kind of is a bit interesting to me. From an acting standpoint, I mean, obviously Romeo, who we've had on this show in the past as a special guest, amazingly talented individual. nothing against you or James for that matter, but Romeo's pretty dang good.
He earned it. He earned it. I will never say anything bad about that guy because I appreciate him in every capacity.
I will say one bad thing about Romeo, and this is not a right. He's not a great singer. And when we did West Side Story, which you and I were both in West Side Story in college, when he was Riff singing off Krupke, that was kind of rough. He did it fine, but that was it definitely is a character song, so it worked. But he could not have been any of the other male lead roles, so to speak.
If you remember, he originally was Bernardo.
I do recall, and I thought it was interesting for that shift. I mean, as you'll recall, unfortunately, and I still to this day disagree with the director's choice to try and modernize the show. If you'll recall, we did a boy band version of Maria, where there was a bunch of like a cappella boy band kind of crap.
Yeah. Something's coming. That
cringe,
bro.
Yeah. The director had made the choice to have us in red and blue. I very much did not like the stylistic choices in that regard, but I didn't mind mixing up, for example, you're a black guy, James is a black guy. You were a shark, but he was a jet.
Oh yeah.
And I will say that I did kind of like that creative choice. And
Jenny, no.
As a matter of fact,
goodness.
I do have a recording of that production, so I will. I'll try and go find some at some point. But yeah,
I will just say that my dreadlocks are real now, ladies and gentlemen. They were fake back then. My dreads are real now. So,
and if I recall correctly, were you and I fight partners?
Possibly.
Because I know I fought Gabe in one of the fights, and I think I fought you in like two of the other ones.
Maybe it was in the very beginning, when we had the big rumble. I mean, Jesus, I remember almost falling off the stage. Like I came that close.
Well, this was only 2002, so not that long ago, only 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, Tyrus and I shared the stage together multiple times. The last time we shared the stage together, we got to play a couple of old men, which
Fantastics.
Yes, we did the Fantastics where we played the fathers, Huckleberry
and Bellamy.
Yes, that's it. And that was a lot of. I think the only reason you and I got those parts is because when we auditioned together, and they saw the chemistry, obviously.
Oh yeah, the director was just, no, you're my guys, just right then and there.
And it was absolutely interesting because at the time we were in our early mid-20s, and we're playing 50-ish, 50-plus-year-old men, where now we're almost those ages.
I really was not confident in my singing in that show, but towards the end, I kind of think I pulled it off.
Oh yeah, I think the one thing I will say about the Fantastics is it's not like you, at least for those two roles, you don't have to be an amazing singer. You just need to be able to carry a tune, and I think you did that and more.
Because we harmonized well.
Yeah, you're not an amazing singer. I'm not an amazing singer. I think we did it extremely well, though. For if I remember correctly, we had a really quick turnaround time. It wasn't a standard run on rehearsals. I feel like it was 8 weeks instead of the normal 12.
Yeah,
10 to 12. So it was, which it didn't really need. I mean, we danced a little bit in what was the vegetable song?
Oh man, I cannot remember. For the
Plant a
life of me.
turnip, get a turnip.
Yeah, plant a turnip. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the nice things about having you on occasionally is that we do have the ability to reminisce about the old days.
That whole song just played in my head just now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I remember you had somebody come to the show, and I don't remember who it was at this point, but they genuinely thought I was like a 50-year-old man, which was it was a little sad because I remember you telling me, "Oh yeah, they thought you were actually like in your 50s." I'm like,
We knew how to do our makeup. I mean, we were I will say that I was the second oldest in the cast. The guy that played El Gallo was actually like in his 50s. Followed behind by you, and then we had two other. But long story short, the second youngest in the cast played the oldest person in the show, and his makeup, he really knew how to do his makeup, because from the audience, he really did look old.
evidently, because for me it was all I had was to see myself in the mirror, and so just like you got to do the best that you think you can. It's not like at Ohlone College that they had makeup artists there to help you out, and so you're doing what you think might do well.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, we didn't even have a makeup class up there.
There was, but we didn't get it for this show. If I remember, Fantastics wasn't an Ohlone College Department of Theater and Dance presents. It was a Smith Center presents. So
yeah, it was technically an outside group that was renting the amphitheater because the amphitheater was already set up, and it was like, I remember they got a really good deal to come use the space. But yeah, ultimately, you and I, we go way back. We've had a lot of fun. We worked together at Dave & Buster's for a long time. And, there are many things we could talk about, camping out overnight and barbecuing in the parking lot before an all store the next morning.
Yep.
In our A's gear. Taking me to the bars when I was still not 21.
Hey, you know what? Many times as I carried you up the stairs to your room, thought your mom was asleep, but she wasn't.
The good old days. So what we were talking about when you came in was She-Hulk. Have you been keeping up with it?
I want to say the last episode I saw, she went to a wedding.
Yes, so that is the most recent episode, and that's the one we were talking about. And what I was talking about was the fact that I feel like there are a lot of people out there that are poo-pooing this show, and frankly, I feel that they must be male chauvinistic pigs, because I don't know, and I really want to get your opinion. I really enjoy this show. I think it's unique. It's different from some of the other stuff that Marvel has done, and I feel like knowing the character, and I think that's kind of important, knowing the She-Hulk character and how she, similar to like a Deadpool, has that tendency to break the fourth wall, does a lot of lawyer stuff. This feels right to me. What do you think?
I'll be honest, it's not my favorite of the Marvel shows. However, I really do enjoy it. It's kind of a break from the norm of superhero and saving the universe kind of ordeal. Loki gave us a little bit of that, but it was still saving the multiverse with him, versus this is a superhero trying to live her everyday life. And I think that is great. If I were to grade the show, I'd give it a solid 85-90.
I think that's, for somebody who started off by saying they don't really enjoy it, that's a really high score to give, right?
It's 85 to 90, because if I really love the show, it's a 90 to 95 to 100. But it's one of those, I'm gonna keep watching it. there's two types of me watching a show. There's, okay, you know what? I got to watch all this to stay within continuity, to keep on with the story because they're all linked. And so sometimes I will just sit back and let all the episodes air and then just binge it. And then there are the types of shows that I can't wait for the next episode. And I find myself waiting on this one. I had like what, 2 episodes, and I just watched them together. And versus something like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I was like glued to the seat, as soon as I got home,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's, I think it's not what the guys are looking for, but it's something that the women can appreciate, and I think it's empowering to some capacity for women.
I hope so. Obviously, having not have a vagina, I can't really necessarily speak to how any of them actually feel. And if there are any ladies out there, I'd love to get your insight, your opinions on what you think of the show. And I think this episode this week kind of leaned into a bit of that with some of the petty back and forth bridesmaid bride kind of situation. When we had this moment where Jennifer shows up as She-Hulk, to the rehearsal, and the bride's like, "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you trying to draw attention away from me?" I have to believe that there is some truth to this, because it's used all the time in media. You see this in different films and television series. So I have to believe that this kind of crap actually happens.
Oh, total bridezilla. That's what she was. Honestly, I kind of got disappointed in this part of the show. I mean, I was expecting some kind of build up. I mean, of course, we had a little scuffle towards the end, but I wanted to see like a flat out fight between her and Bridezilla. Clearly, she was treating her like crap the whole time.
Yeah, we've got Kenneth checking in with a thumbs up. Thanks for checking in, Kenneth. Good to have you here, the Kentucky fam. Yeah, I mean, luckily we did get the wedding fight though, right? With Titania, and oh, get a look at this. This guy finally decides.
Hey,
yo, wow.
Before you say anything else, what do you have on your shirt, bro?
Yeah, he's got some crap on his shirt. It looks like.
No, that's not crap, bro. That's some Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars logo, baby.
Oh, it looked like crap.
No, that's yeah.
Wow, my condolences, sir. Yeah,
okay. No. I'm sorry. We are now 2-1 on the season. So
yeah, most of the teams in the league are 2-1.
Hey,
not my team, but
listen,
hey, we'll get there.
Listen, but Jacksonville, this is like one of the best starts we've had in a long time. So please let it be.
So James, since we've got you here, finally,
bro,
welcome to Fatter and Blacker.
Yo,
what's going on?
No, I went out to eat for because Red Robin, we got a birthday burger, so I had to go get my birthday burger, and I came home before the show, was trying to watch some Andor because I keep I've been trying to just get caught up on it, and I just passed out, and so I was like, yo, what is going? And then
up. It came out last Tuesday.
I know. I just I have not been able to like get through it. I don't know what's going on with. Every time I start watching this show, I'm just like out.
And you fell asleep and neglected to set an alarm.
I didn't even plan on falling asleep.
But you did.
Yeah, I know, and that's now.
Yeah, and I think I called you literally about 15 times between Facebook and phone calls, and no response. None.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. No.
Well, you should of course be thanking Tyrus for stepping in to fill your shoes, which isn't hard to do.
I
But
got you. I got your back, bro. I got your
Hey,
back.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
and I started the show by myself, so I had to like try and wing it for the first like 18 minutes before Tyrus could get here.
Yo,
See, it's not fun doing a show by yourself, is it?
No, it is not. I did not enjoy that whatsoever. But I appreciate anybody who was watching and is still sticking around, or if you were listening, still continuing to listen. Because, yeah, now that we're all here, this can only get worse. So let's. So we were talking about She-Hulk last week's episode.
yeah, like the
around
slowest
the
episode
wedding.
of all time.
I thought it was a great episode. For a one-off episode that revolved around a wedding scenario, I thought
And
it was
a
a lot of fun.
divorce.
This is true.
Yeah.
Also, in case you didn't pick up on it, we now have 2 mutants in the MCU because he's a mutant. If you know your X-Men, he's a mutant.
Oh, I did not.
Really?
I did not know
Yes.
that.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
we now have 2 confirmed mutants in the MCU: Miss Marvel and Mr. Immortal. So
All right.
Yeah.
Who's Kenneth from Kentucky? Kenneth
How
of
you-
Kentucky.
How's it going, Ken? Ken said hi.
yeah, I don't know. Hello, Black. What's up, Tyrus? Kenneth is fam, man. Kentucky fam.
Hey, apparently we're good.
Yeah, we got some good friends out in Kentucky, and I actually have family from Kentucky. So
Oh,
As
see?
do I. As
and
do I.
and I spent some time down in Russellville and around the Bowling Green area. So
I went to Louisville for a conference one time.
hey, you said it right. So that's always impressive.
Yeah, I know it's
But-
not Louisville. Yeah, come on.
Or Louisville.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't heard that one before.
So obviously this episode, it wasn't great. It didn't do a whole lot to necessarily progress the overarching storyline, I think. But then again, this whole series, there hasn't really felt like, there might be 2 episodes that kind of tie together or something, but there hasn't really been anything thus far that's been an overarching storyline, which I kind of like because it really, to an extent, is like a sitcom in that regard.
I feel it.
Which we really haven't had in what Marvel has done so far.
Well, this is also the first one that actually, like, again, we talked about in when the series started, that breaks that fourth wall, that gives you it kind of gives you that less actiony feel, but it's still a great show.
Yeah,
Something's gonna happen in that show, though.
well, it has to, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there's going to be anything to set up, and I doubt it because I don't see how they could connect it. But timing wise, this is going to line up with about the end of this series is going to line up with Black Panther, because we've got
Well,
I think we've got
it'll only be a couple weeks until Black Panther comes out.
yeah, because we've got 4 more episodes of this, and Black Panther comes out November 11th, which you missed out. We already talked about a little bit, and Tyrus missed out too. I got to talk about Black Panther by myself, so
Wakanda.
yeah, yeah, the fat white guy talking about Black Panther, so that's fine.
Oh man.
Oh
Well,
man.
Well, let's talk about something that a lot of fat white guys love, and I know both of you love as well, and that is Andor.
Yeah.
Tyrus, have you watched this?
No.
Oh, you are such a disappointment.
No. I have a legitimate reason. The
Have you not seen Rogue One?
I own that.
Oh, then
Okay.
Okay.
So
that's what.
okay, what's your
That's one of the reasons I was
legitimate
excited for
reason
this.
for not watching this?
There's mainly work. I carpool, so I go to work a little earlier than I used to, and so I go to bed a lot earlier as well, which means I only have the weekend to catch up on most of my shows. And
Wait, hold on. So really quickly, what are your
My
days
man
off?
got a lot of shows, I'm sure.
what are your
Sunday,
days off?
Sunday and Monday.
And what's today?
Today is Monday.
So you were off yesterday.
Yes.
You've been off all day today.
Yes.
No, he wasn't actually off yesterday. He had to work yesterday.
Well, I was in a meeting for a couple of hours on the computer, of course. But yeah, meeting.
Getting called out.
No, I'm just saying he was working, so I mean I can't. Yeah, but
technically working from home, but I didn't have to leave the house. Now there's also I am not married. I don't have anyone else that's going to wash my clothes or cook my food or do any of my housework.
Oh, because you think that's what happens in my house?
And
I can't wait for Jenny to chime in a moment because I do the majority of the cooking.
Let's just say that even though you're going to end this conversation with you're making a lot of excuses, so I know you
I'm
well.
glad you know what the resolve is going to be.
I know you well.
You already
Let's
know.
just say I had a little spout with COVID a couple weeks ago, so I wasn't doing anything back then.
Sure, a couple weeks ago, yeah, that makes sense.
But after that, I had to do a little bit of catch up with work as a mentor. So I worked my days off, and let's just say that my grass grows rather fast. I have to cut it once a week, otherwise it causes a problem.
You got in the weeds. You got in the weeds quick, then, boy.
Man, let me tell you, the highest point of my grass was just below my knee.
That's why I went with Zeroscape for me, man.
Yeah, man, I'm thinking, yeah. So today it was a good 3.5 hours of cutting front and backyard twice and pulling some weeds and all that good stuff. And then you called me last,
and because he doesn't have a wife to do that work for him, I guess.
Yeah, or
I guess that's now we know why Tyrus is single, because he thinks that's women's work, I guess.
Wow.
I did not say that.
Hey, Tyler,
I'm sorry.
I did not say that.
Don't get mad, because that's what he says.
Wife.
He'll throw that stuff at you. He does this to me too. So,
he said, "I don't got a wife to do the cooking and cleaning."
No, I didn't say I don't. I said I am
that is
single,
true.
No one else is going to do that for me.
He did say nobody else is going to do that for him. So he understands that he's gonna have to take care of himself, and so I mean maybe a woman therefore will like that, huh?
He's got a roommate.
Oh,
just saying, roommate could do some of that stuff around the house.
Hey, yeah, get them out in the front yard, bro.
It's my house, bro. He pays for his room.
That's cool. Yeah, about.
If I remember correctly, you're giving him a hell of a deal. So
hey. I'm
not. I'll be real with you. My roommate is a real awesome guy. We've been roommates for a long time, and he does do his fair share of cleaning.
Oh,
and he does cook sometimes. But I got responsibilities that I need to take care of, and then usually when my responsibilities are done, then I get to do things like this.
Oh boy.
So no, Jenny. Okay, listen, before you guys dig me any deeper, I did visit Mark a couple months ago, and when we went to the pool, Jenny stayed home and cooked us dinner. I don't have that privilege, sir.
He actually does most of the cooking most of the time anyway.
I understand that. I understand that, but I'm just making a point that you do have
the one time you ate at my place.
Yeah. Hey, wait,
you have another set of hands.
Hey, wait, did she have did she make the Brussels sprouts or the broccoli?
Nah, she made some was it Beyond Burgers?
Yes, it was.
Yo, because her
we had some Brussels sprouts last night, as a matter of fact.
Her Brussels sprouts and her broccoli on point.
I'm not worthy yet, I guess.
Well, evidently Tyrus might be coming up for a visit in the near future, so we'll see what we can do in that regard.
Congratulations, you just got cooking duty.
Yeah, no, Jenny, I guess.
I decided that I was going to watch Andor after I was done cooking my tri-tip.
And then somebody had to hit you up to come do the show because somebody else didn't show up.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you taking time to.
But also, what Tyrus is telling us is that he wouldn't have been watching us; he would have been watching Andor.
Am I with you guys faithfully?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm always
even when he's at Even when he's at work, he was like, "Hey guys, what's
Yeah,
up?"
even when he's driving the bus and supposed
Not
to,
when he was
chime
driving,
in.
he was off to
People-
the side.
I chime
He
in
was
and then I
definitely off to
say,
the
"Hey, I
side.
got to get back to work. See you guys later."
Exactly. So
And in the background, I do send Mark, ideas and topics that most of the time he doesn't use, but he does sometimes.
hey, that's what it's all
well,
about.
well, since we
Went off track here.
well, and since it sounds like I'm the only one out of the three of us that's actually watched all 3 episodes of Andor,
Yeah.
I guess we won't talk about it today,
Yeah.
which I'm
Sorry.
really, really disappointed in. The one thing I will say is that I absolutely understand now why they did a 3-episode release to start, and you'll get there.
Yeah.
Jenny might chime in. She watched them with me.
Oh, she actually watched them with you? That's amazing.
Yes, as a matter of fact, she didn't seem to love them. She was having a hard time, I think, with following some of the plot. And to be fair, you'll see once you're watching them, it's really, I think, establishing Andor extremely well.
From what it seems like, from what I've actually seen. Hey, actually, I was just thinking too. They got a new droid that's probably going to be like everybody's new favorite droid now. Is that what I'm guessing? Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway.
And one of the things that I talked about earlier on the show is how I love that Disney, the parent company, is doing these different posters for all the different shows, and I really love the design and feel on the ones for Andor.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, those are real good.
So
It has that kind of it has the definite Star Wars throwback feel, like the older oh well,
Jenny
she
hated that droid.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
she did. She absolutely hated the droid. And I will say he's not my favorite droid that we've been introduced to, but also not my least favorite. I was not a fan of BB-8.
It took me a movie to get used to BB-8, or like the halfway through, I think, whatever, because he was kind of one of those droids that was like, oh, that's cute. But it definitely wasn't, it was kind of a throwback, but updated R2-D2 in my opinion.
Ooh,
What's that?
Danny Trejo.
Oh, is that Danny Trejo?
Trejo Cerveza.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. I'm not a fan of BB-8. I actually like the assassin bot. I forgot his name from Mandalorian better than BB-8. But then again, he's voiced by Tatia Waititi as well. So,
oh yeah, that'll do it.
So since we're skipping all of Andor stuff that I had prepped, I guess then we'll move on to, we were talking about earlier with Tyrus before you got here, James. We were talking about the different projects that, we've been involved with, such as Murphy's Inc. and now Radio Story Hours going into recording sessions. Well, something that just came out and was announced this week, Secrets of Harridge House, a show that all three of us have been involved with. Me as a producer and voice actor, and the two of you as voice talent. Secrets of Harridge House has now been nominated for Audioverse Awards, and they have 6 of the 19 categories that they're nominated in.
Nice.
So congratulations to those guys over there, and to myself, of course, for being involved. And to you for being involved. And I actually got to sit down last night and do a quick recording session, introducing the episode that is being used for the Audioverse Awards, to kind of be like, here's a sample of what we've done. And we're using the first episode of the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that, James.
He sent me. Our friend Scott sent me an email earlier today, or I guess it might have been last night, but I just saw it this morning, and was just letting those know who was involved in that recording, that's the one he's using, and he appreciates our work and stuff like that. So I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. And going along with that, so Secrets of Heritage House, it's not coming to a hard ending, but it definitely is wrapping up the main story, so to speak.
Yeah.
And with that is coming one of the, if I believe actually one of the last episodes is going to be airing here soon. And in that episode, there's actually a musical track. There's a song in the show that had been written, and that song is getting worldwide premiered next week on a friend of the show, Carrie Hampton, who has her own podcast. She's going to get to premiere that song on her show, and she has like the artist coming on who performed it. And however, something cool that we get here is actually two things. We get the world premiere of the credits for that song. So I'll just go ahead and read through these really quickly. Arranged and performed by Georgia Maestro. Lyrics written by John Adams, who is one of the co-creators of Secrets of Heritage House. Produced and engineered by Vince Gates. Executive produced Scott Young. We've got some musicians: Vince Gates, Derek McReevy, Georgia Maestro, Samantha Gates, Ivan Gates. Guest vocals by Michelle Calhoun. Recorded in Carson City, Nevada at Play Your Own Music Studio.
Oh, nice.
The photo that you're going to see here in a moment by MD Welch, and the graphics are by Diaz Media Group. So the other cool thing is that we get the world premiere of the graphic, the image that is going to be used on iTunes and all of the different things around the world to be able to get this track.
Drum roll, please.
The song is called "You Are an Innocent."
Yo, that's crazy.
So this is Georgia Maestro, and
You Are an Innocent. Yo, that's crazy.
And going along with that, one other exciting piece of news that I have is that on this show next week, we will have the world premiere of the music video.
A music video, a Secret of Heritage House music video.
That is correct.
That's awesome, bro.
That's crazy.
So yes, we will be world premiering that. I would have told you all about it, James, if you'd actually been here on time.
Yeah, hey, it's all good. I'm you know what? I am excited to be here for now and hearing this. That's dope.
Yeah. So obviously 97 to now, our parent company, if you will, they're getting us involved with
oh my God. Is that gonna happen every time we say that name?
Pretty much.
I don't know.
What do you mean when you say 97 to now?
I don't have control.
Oh my gosh, man.
I think they get paid every time, so maybe chill, because I don't know if that comes out of our cut. I don't know how that works. And I
be careful.
Yeah. So You Are an Innocent, Secrets of Heritage House exclusive song written for the show, going to be in the show, and it's going to be released on iTunes and Spotify and all of that the other fun places that you could potentially get and listen to the song. I have already listened to it.
Yeah.
After this, after we wrap the show tonight, if you want to stick around, I could share it with you, baby.
All right. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, we're doing things big over here at Fat and Black Connection. We're definitely getting involved, and because of the connections, signing, I think James signing with that company, our parent company. I'm not going to say their name again because Lord knows they'll play that.
Wonderful theme song.
Signing with them has really opened up a lot of doors for us.
I mean, like Murphy's Inc. was kind of the start, and then got hands in.
Imagine, if you will, that anything from the annals of time can be yours within the span of 7 to 14 business days.
That's where Murphy's Inc. comes in. We offer an unlimited selection of the most precious and exotic relics from our history. It can all be yours.
For a price. I guess they felt the need to show the entire thing on that
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Well, no, it's okay. That's okay. But no, that was kind of the start, and that's rolled into other people reaching out and us reading new projects and getting working on those, and so it's just been it's been great.
Yeah, and
Meeting new writers and meeting new talent and everything.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and there are things that I haven't even been able to share with you yet that I obviously can't talk about here, and we can talk about after the show. But there's a lot of things going on that are coming in down the pipe that could be a lot of fun. So
it's like a bobsled, quick.
So James, how are these new days off going for you?
It is what it is, Brad.
And you're going to be doing this for at least another 6 weeks, is that right?
No. This should be another. So I finished I finished first week. So I should have like another. So like after next week. Next week should be kind of my last week in this, and then I do. Oh, and then actually I'm on vacation because I got to go back east to see my mom, and then when I come back, then I do my all my testing for phase 2 certification. So that's.
Tyrus, I know you recently you had mentioned that maybe you were going to be starting a new job or doing a different role, so to speak. Is that happening? What's going on there?
How can I put this? It's a seniority based. I'm unionized, so the position that I applied for, it's open. I passed the test. I got the interview and I was cleared to train in this position. It usually takes about 20 years for someone to get in this position where I got into it. I'm 9 years in. January be 10 years for me. But I'm now waiting to get the training. I was supposed to get it this month, but you know how I'm a bus driver first and foremost, and we are recovering from a lot of things. COVID being number one, and we lost some people because of that, and a lot of people retired, and then there was the mandate where a lot of people actually retired because they did not want to get vaccinated.
Oh, wow.
And then there was the unfortunate shooting that we had last year. So a lot of things go, and the class sizes wasn't as big as they should have been. They want to keep most people on the road as much as possible. So that, and me being a mentor within the company, and we have a pilot program that's being recognized now by the White House. Yeah, we're ground zero for our mentoring program. Being a bus driver is a working trade now. So there's the apprenticeship going on, and I'm smack dab in the middle of it. So my training is not happening as of yet, but I'm still waiting for it to happen, and I can't wait.
We do have Scott Young from Secrets of Harris House checking in. Scott, you did miss our conversation around You Are an Innocent, and that coming down the pike, and us getting to world premiere the graphics for that.
Yes.
So thanks for that opportunity. And we did announce that we will be doing the world premiere of the music video. So just in case, yes, we talked about that stuff.
Plug.
Yes, indeed. Well, I can tell you guys, I actually gave my notice at my current employer. For those of you that don't know, I currently work for the state of Nevada as a Department of Taxation auditor, and I am going to be leaving the Department of Taxation and moving over to the Department of Health and Human Services
Oh snap!
to work over in the director's office. Um,
My boy, keep moving on
Moving
up.
on up.
Yes, sir.
Jinx.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is technically a promotion. It's not a huge promotion, but it is a promotion, and it's for me it's more in line with where I feel that my skill set can be utilized. And going along with that, I'll be honest, being an auditor for the last 7 months or so that I've been doing it, it's been interesting. It's been fun to go around to different businesses and see how they operate and learn, like, especially when you go to a small business, these owners, they're very proud of the work that they've done.
Absolutely.
And they should be, right?
Yeah,
And so getting to talk to them and hear about their business and how it came to be and all of that kind of fun stuff, that's been a lot of fun. But it's a double-edged blade, because then there are other times where I've gone into businesses that are hanging on by a thread. And I did an audit not that long ago where the owner told me that before the audit started, they were thinking about closing their doors. And then getting that call that they were going to get audited. It's like, well, what if I just close the business? Well, you're still going to get audited. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But like hearing some of those stories of how like COVID crippled their business or things like that, it's difficult. And because you're dealing with face to face with these people, it's not just numbers and
Right. You're not just
everything.
you're actually seeing these people. You're actually interacting with these people. It makes it a lot different than when you're just talking to them over a phone and getting
Mhm.
information and stuff like that. It's when you actually put that face to the numbers. It's yeah.
Yeah. So coupling that with extremely terrible leadership in my direct supervisor, kind of made it an easy decision to look to get out of there. I as you guys know from experiences throughout your careers, people typically don't quit jobs; they quit bosses, and that to me
Mhm.
is ultimately what it came down to. Because on paper, I really liked the job, and like I said, I liked going out and engaging with the taxpayers and learning about their businesses. But when you're dealing with a supervisor or leadership that just seems to not be able to answer questions, that's difficult to deal with. Or when they can't answer your questions, seem to get annoyed with you because they
You're
take it as you're questioning
I'm
them,
not
I guess.
questioning you. I'm questioning what the process is. Like what?
Yeah. So,
Whatever.
needless to say, ultimately it was kind of the straw. I tried. I I got to a point in my career where I very strongly believe that I hate it when people just leave a job and don't say why, and then you hear months later that they left because they were unhappy. I've made the conscious decision that I won't do that. I want to give where I'm working the opportunity to change the environment, hopefully. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. I gave 3 months for it to try and improve, and it never did. So
So you included that in your notice letter?
yeah, more or less. I had a final conversation a couple days before I gave my notice, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna have this conversation with my boss's boss and see how that goes. Uh, and there was nothing. There was no. I didn't feel that there was going to be any improvement. So
Hmm.
cool, deuces.
Put them in the air.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm moving on. Next Thursday is my last day, and I'll have Friday off, and then I'll start the following Monday in my new job.
Nice.
And the nice thing about the new job is it will be a couple of weeks of training. but then it will be 100% remote, working from home.
Back
Which
at home.
Yeah.
What will you ever do?
I work
no.
so much better from home. It's not even funny. Like I have no problem with going into the office, but what I've come to find since COVID, when I'm in the office, it's a huge waste of time because it's people playing
Trying to catch up.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a week or in a month. What's going on? How have you been? And you're having that same conversation with 10 different people.
I got work to do, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm,
And so I would rather work from home. I'm completely accessible. I'll have a work phone. I have my laptop. Like, let's go. We have Teams where you can have those face-to-face conversations like what we're doing right now if you need to.
If you need to, yeah.
So sounds
Yeah.
like we're all living the dream in regards to becoming more successful in our professional lives,
Yeah.
personal lives. We all are homeowners.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
some of
sir.
us are.
I am.
Still waiting to see that title, James.
Yeah. It's gonna be a minute.
Oh man.
But,
James, it is one of the greatest feelings you will ever have in life to know that you don't struggle to pay rent, you hustle to pay mortgage. And man, and it's
Well, I'll tell
yours.
you right now, it's funny because I hear people talking about like, oh, I'm paying like, $1,200, out here for like an apartment. I'm like, yo, that's literally like $100 less than my mortgage. It's like 100 and
I'm sorry, there are $1,200 apartments in Vegas. That's really cheap.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying here in Vegas. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm like, man, that's literally like $100, like little over $100 less than my mortgage. And like, I'm like, why? I'm glad I don't have to worry about this no more.
What's even better, boys, though, is when you don't have a mortgage anymore.
Oh yeah.
When all
Don't brag.
it's just a statement of fact.
Yes. I mean, not having a mortgage is awesome. Yeah.
And James, Scott would like you to help get him set up with one of those apartments, as long as it's not in a slum.
No, I mean the one. There's some that are in what is it? Not Henderson. It's
Hidden Valley.
no, I can't remember. It's like in Vegas. It's like Vegas adjacent. But basically, no, they have like one of our a guy that used to be roommates with my friend Rick. He actually has he has one of those apartments, and it's actually in a really nice area. They're fairly newer apartments, and
Is this Section 8? Because
No.
you got to send me some links here because I just don't believe it.
No, he was telling. Yeah, that's
I've
what
looked at the market.
Yeah, he was telling me at least. And okay, now mind you, this might have been. I know this. Things might have changed some just because the whole inflation thing. But yeah, but that's the thing. When he moved into that place, it was 1,200.
In what, like 2014?
That was 2021. Yeah, it was like either like 2021, 20. Yeah, so like 2020, end of 2020, 2021.
And as Scott said, no, here come the buts. I want to be in Vegas, not Henderson or any other adjacent areas.
No, I mean it's like Vegas. It's just not. It's not like near. If you want to be like if you're looking to be near like the Strip and stuff, then it's not near those. But it's it's a little ways away from that. But it's still technically Vegas.
That all sounds like a deal to me, considering I still live in California.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I would just I like I said, send me some links because I want to see what these places look like. Because I have a hard time because here in Northern Nevada, in Carson City, finding an apartment for $1,200 is not realistic.
Oh well, no, that's what I'm saying. And again. That's what he was telling me. He was telling me it was 1,200. I've heard people talk about their apartment at 1,200, and things are going up. Yes, but I think somebody was talking about 14, which I think is still a deal, for the most part in most places. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
James, anything else on your mind you want to talk about?
No, man. I Tyrus, thank you for stepping
Hey,
in.
no problem, man.
Thank
No
you for stepping in
problem.
for me, Mark. I do apologize. I was just like, I got home and I was like, yeah, cool. Get ready for the show. Watch this, and then jump on and just. Night.
And Scott says his studio in Carson City was built in 1869 and is 800, but he had insider help.
I don't know. That sounds sketch, bro. No, I'm just kidding. No, but that's 1869. That's crazy. That's some history right there.
Tyrus, anything from you?
Not really. Being a bus driver is great. Did you guys already talk about did you guys ever talk about Never Ending Story coming back?
No, just because
Wait, what?
Yeah, Disney is remaking the Neverending Story.
Yes,
as a movie?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I think so.
Or
they haven't really gave much detail. All that I was able to find was a graphic that said Disney is remaking the Neverending Story.
Do we still have this awful theme song? Never ending story.
Man. I just want to know if Fred Savage is going to be a part of it.
Oh, that was him, huh?
Maybe he take the role as the grandfather.
That's Princess Bride.
Oh, that is Princess Bride. Sorry, I'm mixing up my 80s movies.
So here's
that was what's his name? Bastian he was in the attic.
Yeah.
He was in the attic. Yeah. In the attic reading the book himself.
I refuse to watch a horse get drowned.
I cannot go through that again. Artax, man.
Yeah, not gonna do it.
Man, I think I have the Neverending Story. I don't think I have the second one, but
that's okay.
I'm gonna have to probably watch that again.
The second one was pretty horrible. You're
I'm not. No, I know. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it when I was a kid.
And James, since you are here, I'll go back to one topic I did discuss at the top of the show because I really want to get your opinion. Tyrus, I'll get yours since you're here now as well. But what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I was gonna. You know what? I was just about to ask you about this. Is this real? I mean, it's not April, so it's not an April Fool's joke. So, but that sounds disgusting.
Like a bad idea.
That's like almost as bad as the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
And Scott, going back to what we were just talking about, Scott says remaking that is sacrilege. In regards to
because they were talking about. Because I remember they were talking about remaking Princess Bride, and I think that got the Twitterverse all riled up, and so I hope they scrap that.
I mean, they didn't scrap West Side Story, the Oscar winner for best film of all, not all time, but the best film of that year, and they remade that. So what does that tell you?
They keep teasing us with the remake of Goonies.
Do you watch?
Clearly, Scott wants me to make sure every one of his comments gets called out. So, hey, Tyrus, mark your calendar for 10:23 and 10:30. The last two of Harridge episodes air, and Osgoth kicks. Bleep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. I apologize, Scott, for not reading every single one of your comments out loud.
Shout out to Jenny as well because she's also Asgoth. So yeah.
And Jenny asks, "Does it say keep refrigerated?"
It better.
It does. It does at the bottom of the can. Yeah,
it does indeed. Keep refrigerated for best quality drink by. Okay, there's no comma there. For keep refrigerated for best quality drink by date shown on can.
It's okay. See this.
Again, for those of you guys that are not actually seeing this, it's Oscar Mayer meat seltzer drinks
like who?
Yeah, it's
Who said, you know what? I got a great idea. You know how everybody's cashing in on the seltzer game?
I want
Let's
that.
do it. I want to get in on that.
I want
But
that olive
let's
loaf.
do it with meat.
Olive loaf made with chicken, pork, pimentos, and green olives.
Or bologna. I know it's bologna, but
Bologna.
BOLOGNA.
ham and cheese, man. Ham and cheese.
Who's the parent? Who is Oscar Mayer their own company?
Probably not. Everybody owns someone these days.
Yo, can you put me full screen real quick? Put me full screen.
Hold on. Just
Please.
you? Just you?
You can be in the corner or something, but I just need listen. I do not know if you watch this show, but you better stop with the craziness. This is insane. I don't think anybody. No, I wouldn't even try this. Like, this doesn't even sound delicious to me. And if it doesn't sound delicious to me, then that's insane. Because I've tried some crazy stuff, and this does not sound good. Stop it. Stay in a lane. Your meat's the delicious, but this bad idea. All right, I'm done.
Okay,
And Scott is singing that his baloney has a first name.
So let's see.
And
guys, if
by
you
the
would
way,
allow me to read a little something to you, if I can.
Oh, what you got?
before you do, just so that you know, Kraft Heinz owns Oscar Mayer.
Stop it. Stop it.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Tyrus. There you go. You've got the screen.
We are happy to report the product is fiction. It came from the Instagram account of a user named Box of Chowder, who specializes in creating fake products, including a birthday cake flavored mayonnaise, a Dorito flavored coffee creamer, and bologna salsa. So it's not real.
Hold on. That Dorito flavored coffee creamer, what flavor?
If it was Cool Ranch, I'd be interested.
Yuck.
Yeah, that was not the direction I was going, but
I give it a shot. You know what? I was gonna say if these meat seltzers were real, I'd say the three of us would have to get a flavor and just try it on the air for once.
If you want to see grown men throw up on a podcast, then yeah, that'd probably be what happened. But
our parent company ain't paying us enough to do that yet.
No.
Oh
God, no.
man.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Thank you, Tyrus, for letting me know that's fake. Because yikes.
Yeah, I had a feeling it might be, but this is the second time I've seen this make the rounds, and the first time it didn't have this detailed logos, and so I was like, "Oh no, is this thing actually happening?"
Like,
so
I remember,
I'm glad that it's not.
Yeah, no, because thank God, that sounds meat seltzer. Like, what? I mean, I could understand. I mean, it almost seems like something like they play around with it, but actually you open the can, it's almost like spam type stuff or something. You know, like it comes out the can. Yeah, slice it off. But
I mean, these kind of companies are always into doing something sketch like that. It's
whatever you can
wouldn't
make a buck,
surprise me.
right?
I mean, look at Burger King when they were putting Cheetos and everything.
Bro, like, come on, man. They couldn't get. You don't have your own ideas anymore. You're adding Cheeto dust to everything.
I will say,
what is Jack in the Box doing the same thing or something?
I'm sorry, didn't Taco Bell start that with the Doritos Locos Tacos?
Hey, listen, those Doritos Locos Tacos were insanely good.
I'll take your word for it. I never had.
I had, because the only one they came out with, because it was the nacho one, that was the original, and then when they came out with the Cool Ranch one, because I remember saying like, oh, a Cool Ranch one could be good, and they came out with that later. And then they had like it wasn't flaming hot, but it was one of those like hotter flavors, and that was also good. So like all those tacos have been good. I don't think are they still around? I don't know.
As a matter of fact, the first time, James, if you recall, that we ever had Doritos Locos Tacos was when we were living together in Union City.
That's right.
We went for a little. Did we walk down to Taco Bell? God,
no, I think that was during rehearsal. We were at rehearsals for something.
Maybe.
And Taco Bell by Newark Memorial.
And as somebody who unfortunately can say that I've lived with both of you, Tyrus is significantly the better roommate. Just putting that out there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. It's
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Well, and hey, you weren't terrible. I let you come live with me after we were roommates. So,
Yeah, it's better than living in a box.
yeah, yeah. When James and I lived together, he was literally basically in an IKEA cube room.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
Everything was IKEA.
No,
No,
so
it was like
literally it was the living room
yeah,
where the owner had put up a set of like IKEA cubes, like 4x4, and then another one across, and so it created kind of like an L.
yeah,
And James lived in that. It was not walls to the ceiling.
yeah.
I remember, and I don't think we've ever had this conversation. So we're at the tail end of the show. Anybody who's sticking around now is just looking for that fun bonus content. I gotta know. So I remember there was a girl when we were living there that you were kind of talking to. What did she think when you brought her over and she saw your room?
It was what it was. I had told her it's like it's not really a room. It's like it's I got like a cubicle type setup, and it was what it was. I mean, and that at that point, I started like she came over like once or twice, and then like I went to her place.
And Scott's putting you on blast, saying that you seem like the type that would just leave dishes in the sink all the time.
No,
No, he definitely cleaned them, just not well. Which is surprising for somebody who comes from the restaurant industry. You would think he'd be a bit more concerned about foodborne illness.
oh my god, oh boy.
Yeah, the best part about living with Tyrus was that he would just stay in his room playing God of War. You didn't hear him or see him much.
Hey, I got up and I went to work.
And then
I
he came home. And Jenny wants to tell the butter knife story. James, why don't you go ahead and tell that one? And then let Jenny correct you whenever you don't tell the full truth. So just tell the full truth.
All right. So I used a knife for butter.
Mhm.
I that's all I used. I just used it for butter. And then I rinsed it off. Because it's not like I was like or anything. I just used it. And then I rinsed it off, dried it, and put it back in the drawer.
And in the restaurant industry, which you came from, would that be acceptable?
I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
You didn't wash it. You rinsed it. You literally ran it under the sink. You didn't wash it. You didn't
under
use
hot
soap.
water. Yeah, I ran under hot water. Was got all everything that was on, like any crumbs or anything, any butter, that was all off. And then I dried it.
And you didn't. So again, you didn't use any cleaning chemicals or anything like that. No soap or
right.
Jenny confirms that.
And
soap.
And you think that you, who trained, especially at Red Robin, one of the, from my perspective, having worked in multiple restaurants, and I think they have extremely high standards in a good way. Would that have flown there?
We didn't just use. I mean, like we'd have to clean them because it's a restaurant. But like there was only like we weren't just using the knives for like little.
Wait
things.
a minute.
Using knives for all sorts. But yeah,
I thought you said you wiped it off.
I did. I ran it under hot water. And made sure it was all clean. And then I dried it off. Yeah.
Because Jenny said you didn't use a sponge or anything.
No, because he didn't clean it. Why would he use a sponge? Tyrus, how would that fly in your household with your family if you were still living at home?
Look, man, I got a dishwasher, and I mean,
which we had, and it, as
right,
Jenny already said, it was
no.
empty.
That's what I'm saying. I understand that, but like it was like I was like, yo, it's one knife. It's not dirty. I washed it. I rinsed it off, and so there was like, and dried it off. It was still good.
James,
it didn't need to be.
Do you recall what temperature things need to get to be sanitized? a minimum of?
No, I don't remember that anymore.
150. And the average kitchen sink, how hot do you think that actually gets?
Not that hot, but still, like I said,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like it was like I didn't like I used it for just putting some butter
and
on
toast, and so foodborne illness can't happen from those two items.
It shouldn't. It's butter and toast. Like what? What?
Oh my gosh, dude!
What,
bro? Just putting out there. If the dishwasher was empty, you should have just opened the dishwasher and dropped it in and went on with your life.
Or at the very least, you shouldn't have done it in front of anyone. And Scott says, Prince Kenneth revision. The assassin now tries to kill Prince Kenneth with a dirty butter knife.
Wow.
And speaking of which, Scott, since you're here, how come you didn't cast Tyrus in Prince Kenneth? Just out of curiosity.
Wow.
Don't do that.
The only show he didn't get into.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Watch how quickly he like doesn't respond.
Before Scott even responds, let me just let you guys know that I was blessed to be a part of Murphy's Inc., of which Scott did a lot of the direction that I was the episodes that my character is in. And as soon as I just about wrapped my character, Scott pulled me into Secrets of Harridge House. It was no audition process or no nothing. He says, this is going to be you. You'll do great in this spot. And I did it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So, I'm not going to get everything.
Getting to share a role with someone else.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
it's the craft, man. And you can't say someone else. It was your wife, man, and she was a sport, bro. She was ill that the day that we were recording. She wasn't even feeling well. So, big up to Jenny on that one, man.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that. I still think Scott's kind of crazy but when you need people to fill roles, you get desperate, I guess.
Wow.
Oh,
the disrespect out here right now.
No, it's all in fun. We jest. We have fun out here.
The disrespect.
Hey, I cast Tyrus in my upcoming show for Radio Story Hour. So
I did too.
I know. We both did.
Yeah.
And Scott's here, so just wondering.
So I'm going to be in your show. And I have been on Scott's show. So
he's technically worked with all of us. I mean, and then we also did theater together too.
And hopefully
we actually talked about West Side Story earlier in college.
Yeah. We're actually Tyrus and I were on two different sides, and we had to fight each other. I was like, yo, that's disrespectful, bro.
Yes, and I specifically mentioned that he's black, you're black, and one was a jet and one was a shark.
Yeah. We had to live on separate sides of the track to get, drawn into those organizations.
Yes, and I mentioned how much I hated the vision the director had for that production. Because you remember we did some boy band crap for Maria and Something's Coming, and
I mean, you kind of took the same approach with your version, sort of.
I modernized it. I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Did we have one group wearing red and one group wearing blue?
No.
Were we wearing do-rags and bandanas?
I was.
I don't remember wearing do-rag. I don't remember wearing do-rags and bandanas.
You might not have been. I wore a bandana. Tyrus was wearing a do-rag for sure.
I had a bandana on.
I don't remember all that.
Remember Tom was saying, well, my hair was always an issue in many of the shows. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, he made me grow an afro. And then after that afro came about, the show that I'll never, ever do again is Grease. And he was like, hey, he shows me a picture of James Brown. He was like, can you do your hair like this? And I'm like,
no,
bro. I'm like, you realize if I do this perm, my hair's not gonna go back. And
What?
and he was like, yeah, you can just go back to the afro after the show. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, it does. No,
And
it does not work like that.
I went and got the perm, bro.
Yo, what?
And the perm, my hair was permed.
Yo,
for a
Tyrus,
while.
Tyrus, time out. Time. Please tell me you have a picture of you with that perm, bro. Please tell me, because I need to see that.
Yeah,
Bro. No. I need to see a picture of that perm. I think the entire world needs to see a picture of you with a perm.
Well, and
Bro.
Jenny did request that I find some clips from that version of West Side Story to share, and I actually have that production on DVD. So
I ain't trying to bust out the Al Sharpton, man. It's
Yes,
but
it had to look
when it came to
had
West
look
Side
like that,
Story,
bro.
he wanted me to do dreadlocks, and I was like, no, those don't go back. And so
No,
instead
that's extremely hard to even once
instead
your
of
hair dries out from that, it's
it's a
like
wrap.
you have to shave it off. You have to shave it off in order to like start growing your hair back.
So instead of dreadlocks, I went and got braids, got my hair braided in singles, and I let them get loose or fuzzy, and it made it seem from a distance to look like dreadlocks. And yeah, my dreadlocks are real now. I mean, you can actually see them hanging. You can see them hanging out.
You got them now.
But no. A lot of the stuff that I went through in that production.
I really need to see. I have to see you with a perm.
You've seen me with the perm, bro.
Huh?
But for the most part, I kept my hair in cornrows afterwards. But
oh, okay. All right. Well, that's hilarious. That's great. No, I mean, that was an interesting production in itself. But
yep, I would show you guys a picture, but I don't have the ability to send you any. So
I call shenanigans.
What, to bring up a picture with the perm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have one, I mean, you can. I don't even need to like a good picture. Like you could take a picture with your camera phone and just like if you have a photo of it.
Yeah, you absolutely have the ability to send me a photo, and I have the ability to bring it up on the screen. So the only reason that we haven't is because you don't want to.
Oh man, that's
I'm on.
Man, that's good. Is your collection growing back there?
Oh yeah, I just completed the Obi-Wan Kenobi set, and that's these right here.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Those are Obi-Wan Kenobi, and also this one.
Nice.
Which one is that? I can't see that.
That's Obi riding the.
Oh, nice.
Color reflects.
That's awesome.
But this one is the one that I wanted the most. This Reva, third sister.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be here on the 12th, and it just got here today.
Cool.
They all of a sudden said we don't have any more, and I'm like, no, you're gonna give it to me because I paid for it.
Yeah,
like,
you ordered that up beforehand.
So first came out, and so they finally found one and got it to me. So
good.
Not my most expensive one, but yeah.
I only got one of those, and that was one of the Funko Pop, and it's Sora riding the Heartless. It was a exclusive from pre-ordering Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's another game I tried to get into, but just didn't do it.
Because it wasn't God of War.
I stand by that game, bro.
You know what? Clearly. And actually, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, actually how I got into it, I was reading a story about it, and I was reading a story in, one of those gamer magazines back in the day. And I was working at the hotel, and I was asking some guy, talking to one of the guys that was staying at the hotel, because that was when DeVry, one of those universities, was using our hotel as a dorm. But I was like, yo, do you know anything about this Kingdom Hearts? Because we talked about video games, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I have an extra copy of it." And so he literally brings me down a copy, and I'm like, "Yo, when do you need this back?" He goes, "Don't worry about it. This was extra. I had an extra one." And he gives it to me. I put that game in literally about I put it in like when I got off of work, which is maybe like 5 or 6. I ended up playing that game for like 10 hours. Because by the next thing I knew, I had to get up and go to work. So, yeah.
Oh, Mark. Where'd Mark go?
He's still there. He's just playing. He's just messing around right now. There he is. He probably had to go to the bathroom or something.
What?
Yeah.
So, Mark.
Uh-oh. I think he got it. I think he's got it.
I'm gonna do this for the sake of the show, and and I know you guys. You're going to go ahead and find something at some point and just throw it up anyways. So, back in the day, I used to volunteer a lot. I used to go to this science camp, and one year I took Mark with me. Needless to say, at the end of the week, it was my birthday, and they duct taped me to the flagpole and poured water on me. It was kind of crazy, but yeah, that's what they did. I had cornrows when I went up there. Halfway through the week, I took the cornrows out, and I just sent Mark the picture.
Okay, well, you sent it to my phone, so it's going to take me a moment because I've got to email it to myself, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh, good God.
So, yeah. James does not remember the perm, so I'll give you more than just a perm. I will give you the morning after the hair in the perm, and I had just taken out my cornrows.
Vamp, because I'm going to need a moment here.
I'm just saying the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yo.
We do a lot of questionable things with when in our youth, and this was. I'm actually
gonna try and find. I'm gonna try and find a picture of myself to also show you, so that you don't feel alone. I'm looking for one right now that I had when I had to do something, wigs or whatnot. It wasn't, unfortunately, I never grew my hair out like that, but I think I have something in here. I should have something in here. Man, there's a lot of photos in here I forgot about.
So
let's see. Come on. I know there has to be something in here somewhere.
So bear in mind, this photo was taken somewhere in or around what?
We were still in our 20s, I want to say. Yeah, we were still in our 20s.
Meaning the technology on camera phones was not fantastic.
Awful.
So yeah, just try to bear that in mind, folks.
Yeah. Yo. My man looking like Don King out here with like yo. That is phenomenal. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. That is we were in the what was that? The Science Hut, I think it's called, or the Nature Hut, whatever. But
oh man,
yeah, that was at Camp Campbell, man. And
Camp Campbell back in the day. I remember Camp Campbell. I went to Camp Campbell back in the day.
So yep. There you have it. You see, in all its glory, my mane, and you should have saw it after I went skydiving. Oh my God.
Hold on. I'm trying to get this. Hold on. Can I get this? Come on. I'm trying to get this picture from my phone.
I'm trying to decide if I preferred that look on you or if maybe perhaps I prefer this look on you.
I knew he was looking for stuff.
Yo.
That was more recently. That was pre-COVID, actually.
Bald Tyrus.
Yes, sir. So that was about 2.5 years ago, right there. Bald and clean shaven.
Here it is.
I thought about it. I thought about going back to the baldness. Yes, sir. Fresh day out of the gym, man. I mean, well, I was actually in the steam room in that picture.
Yeah, it looked like it.
See, look, Mark is literally going through my Facebook right now. See, I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was. That's why I sent you guys that picture.
And yet you didn't lock it down.
I got nothing else to hide, man. I don't think you'll find anything truly embarrassing in there.
I can only dream.
Mark, I'm gonna send you. This is actually from. This is the fro. This is a fro I had to wear because of course I didn't grow my hair out like this. But
Oh yes, from Maloney.
yeah, hold up. Let me. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
So this is actually a picture from that. I don't know if this was the same trip, but this is a picture I remember because this is there as well.
Yeah, that is the same trip. Because the same jacket. I'm wearing the same jacket. And it's before I took my cornrows out.
Yeah, I might have been the one that took that picture. I don't remember. But I do remember that trip because I was there as well on that one.
Had a lot of fun times at Camp Campbell.
Yeah.
All right, I just sent you.
Oh, Tyrus, I didn't know you were ever in DECA with James.
Man, oh boy, he going through all his stuff right now, boy.
Because I'm looking to see if he has a picture in his Facebook, which it wouldn't surprise me if he did. From the perm.
Back in the days when I was young.
Well, that picture I sent you was in my Facebook. And that's the perm. There also is my skydiving picture.
Hey, Tyrus, you still play bass?
As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I'll go ahead and show you.
Uh-oh, he got it. He's got it.
I'm not playing nothing, but...
And James, you sent it to me?
Yeah.
This bass guitar was given to me on my birthday by Mr. Mark Helton.
Oh, nice.
Dusty. It's dusty. It's been in the bag for a minute.
So I guess that means you don't play much anymore.
No.
Wow, you were absolute the epitome of that South Park episode. Go down in your basement and find a bass.
No, it's
Come on, Token.
Where I was living, neighbors complained so much that I wasn't allowed to play it. And then yeah.
Hater of the arts.
They're like, "Oh, we can hear your bass coming from your apartment." And so I had on headphones and I was slapping the bass, windows open. "Oh, they're still complaining." And I'm like, "No, they're just complaining."
Yeah. No.
So
if you have your headphones on and you're playing and they're still complaining about it, it's like they're just being jerks.
Good Lord, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, if that was a wig, that wasn't my hair. That wasn't my hair, but that was a wig.
What show was this?
Sweet Charity.
Never seen it.
Yeah, that was that was. Oh, and that show, which I don't have a picture of, were these literally they were like, if you can find a pair of platform shoes down in the dressing room, which was, that was a whole saga of that dressing room down there. If you can find a pair of platform shoes, use them. And so literally I went down there with one of the costume people. We pulled, like, literally I looked up on the shelf and I was like, "Yo, those." And it was this pair of like silver like shiny platform shoes, bro, and they fit. I was like, yo, I'm definitely using these right now. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy that I found a pair of platform shoes down in that place, like on the first shot that actually fit. I didn't have to do anything to them, just laced them up and went in the show.
Yeah, the last show I saw you in was Dracula.
Oh yeah, I was like, that was super tight. What the heck is that?
Who's excited for the Shania Twain Saw Massacre? Thank you, Scott.
Oh boy.
What is that?
Scott sent that out. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. I think that's a picture of him from years ago.
Oh, man.
James, Jenny would like to know, maybe you can help explain. What is DECA?
Nope. Not going to do this again. Nope. Not going to do it again.
Tyrus, do you know what DECA is?
Isn't that like on the school level, like kind of like junior entrepreneurs or something like that?
Yeah, kind of.
You know more than James, evidently.
Kind of.
Yeah. They make them all dressed all important, and they go to a convention where they say, don't give up and stick to your dreams, and then they
not
go
all that, but
tell me what you're thinking about, and then they steal your ideas. And
no, it's definitely it's not that. It's not that. But
Tyrus, I'm guessing you never saw this before, so here you go.
You were in a group called DECA in high school, and I don't know what the hell that is. So maybe you could explain what DECA is and why you guys had to wear suits all the dang time.
Well, okay. Now, mind you, we didn't have to wear suits all the dang time. I just happened to like wearing suits. Well, not all the dang time, but a lot of the time. Hey, I just looked good in them. What can I say? Anyways.
Please, what is DECA?
DECA was a marketing and merchandising, I guess you could say almost class.
Okay, hold on. What does DECA stand for?
That I don't even know. Like, honestly, like, I don't even know what, like, we talked about this. We talked about, like, I was always like, what is DECA? Like, but it was DECA, a marketing and merchandising base. I guess
they never at any point said DECA is an acronym for
no. Yeah, they never, like, I asked that a number of times and I never got an answer for that.
Okay, so I'm concerned you were part of a group. You don't know what it was actually about. So
No. It wasn't. So, like, I don't know what the acronym was for DECA. I don't know what the acronym was, but it was a marketing and merchandising class, basically. And we actually we had.
Well, it wasn't a class, right? It was extracurricular.
Like, I had it as actually. Because I guess it was a club / class. We had, but we were one chapter of a number of schools. I mean, there, at least in our area in California, it was a lot of them did it through Mission. What was it? The Mission ROP program, or what is it?
Oh, Mission Valley ROP.
Yeah, there were some schools that were actually connected through that, but like there was a number of schools that had their own chapters, and so when we would all end up, we had a number of competitions throughout the year.
What would you compete for?
So there was, I mean, God, there was a bunch of different topics. So there was like it was a. I know I did.
Bear in mind, folks, this guy was heavily involved in this for many years.
It was 2 years. It was just 2 years. I haven't thought about this in so long, and I don't remember. I mean, I've thought about it, but I just don't remember I don't remember what competitions I I don't remember what I competed in. I do know my senior year, I competed in a small business project. Now, the only problem is that I worked with another guy as a team, and it turned out that wasn't a team competition.
I'm still not sure I'm understanding how the competition worked.
So there are schools from all over. Now, the competitions that we had were for, so we actually had our own, we had a small one for just Mission Valley, like the schools in our area. We had a small competition that we only did that 1 year, I know. We had a NorCal competition, which was actually kind of unusual because we were like the biggest region in the state, of course. So we would have our own competitions with all the schools that had DECA. They would come to wherever we had it. It was Visalia 1 year, and then we had it in San Ramon.
You're still not telling me what you guys competed as.
No, this is what I'm saying. It was a bunch of different stuff. I mean, there was management levels and associate level stuff. It was, oh God, I can't even remember the name of some of these, some of the competition stuff. I would love to be able to tell you. I cannot remember the name of some of the stuff that.
I don't need a name. What did you do? Like, you say it's marketing and
management. So what we would do is competition wise. So there was like a test type deal that we would take answering questions based on
Oh, this is great.
whatever topic we were competing in. Then once you did that, there was kind of a interview. It was almost like an interview process. And it's been so long. It's been so long.
It's almost done.
Don't even remember like what we like some of the competition stuff. I do remember that there was placing, of course, which actually I didn't place to go to. I placed at NorCal 1 year, but I never actually placed at state, which, oh no, lies. I won something at state, but not to get me to the national convention for DECA. But yeah, this is nationwide, by the way.
okay,
and actually collegiate level too. And so I apologize. I really don't remember what I competed in.
So I'm getting almost as much information from the internet as I'm getting from you. So DECA is formerly known as Distributive Education Clubs of America.
Oh.
I'm actually looking at it right now.
Education Clubs of America. What does that mean?
That's probably why they dropped the acronym.
So I don't want to waste too much time on this. I was hoping you could enlighten me, which I clearly was wrong. So let's go ahead and move on.
No, I mean, that's the thing. It's just, like I said, it's been over what? It's been like 30 years or 20 something years since I've even really.
Yes, as Steven said, I guess I should have just followed this acronym. Don't even care to ask what DECA stands for. Shame on me. I thought you might know something about, since you were involved with it for 2 years, but
that's the thing. I thought I did, and it just, I just can't really recall anything right now.
It's okay. I forgive you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, hippopotamus. Oh boy.
Good old pyramid scheme.
No, and that's the thing. It wasn't a pyramid scheme. We weren't selling anything.
Scott says it sounds like Amway.
No, it's the thing. We weren't selling anything. Like that's if we were like out there selling stuff, then yeah, but it wasn't even like that. Like again, like I said, it's been over 20 years since I've even done anything. I was involved with it. What's his name?
I mean, you're able to easily rattle off stuff we did in theater 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, but that I'm not giving like definite examples, and that wasn't even as long. That's been close to, but that was that was years after high school. That was only in high school. So like,
I mean, you could talk about Bye Bye Birdie.
I'm the only thing I really remember about Bye Bye Birdie, I was the only black guy in Sweet Apple, Ohio. Of course, I was pretty much like the only black guy in the theater.
So, Tyrus, do you feel like you know anything more about what DECA is now, having listened to that?
No.
Like I said, I don't like. I would love to. What's his name? The guy that he used to go to church with. He was in DECA, or he taught. He actually was a teacher for DECA at Washington High School, wasn't he?
I'm just saying, reading what they said online, what I just read right now, it doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. Because that's what exactly, while that whole thing was going on with him and I was like trying to look at the DECA website to see if I could try and understand better what it is.
And I don't even know if it's changed or if it's like the same deals, because I think
it's a cult.
No, there was like like I said, there was associate and management level competitions. Like I said, there was like a test. There was like sort of a role playing scenario, interview type situation, for like semi real world application type stuff. But yeah, there was a ton of different competitions, and then there was, like I said, we had a NorCal competition. There was a state competition, and then there was also a national competition. But that's
when I was in high school, all I did was spin rifles and chase after girls, man. That was it.
James tried to chase after girls, scared them away mostly.
Yeah. Well.
And that was mostly due to your behind being up in the middle of your back. I think that thing just scared people.
Yeah.
And we've got our dam checking in finally. Mr. Brian Allen Hobbs.
DECA was
the biggest scam ever.
It wasn't even a scam. Like, we weren't selling anything. Literally. I don't understand like where that's coming from.
I don't know. Maybe they were just preparing you for what they wanted you to do when you got old enough.
I'm still thinking maybe a cult.
No, yeah, it definitely wasn't a cult. It wasn't like we were sitting up there and chanting stuff to get, or like, hidden away from people.
I don't know. I mean, you can't tell us exactly what you were doing, and maybe that's because you've tried to repress these memories.
See, no, I had a great time doing it. I met, like I got to work with a lot of fun people. We did, like we went through, number of competitions. I actually ended up being able to go to the nationals on as a voting delegate for California, to vote for like the national high school organization portion of it. And so, like I said, I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun experiences within it. So I don't regret it, but I just can't really remember.
Well, how could you? You don't remember it.
I mean, I do remember. I remember having a lot of fun, and I remember having, meeting, a lot of great people. But yeah, after that,
all I can say is the clothing that you were wearing back then is a lot better than that shirt you got on right now.
Yeah, I will concur 100% with that one.
Y'all, stop hating. Bruh, see, this is what I'm talking about. People better start putting respect on Jacksonville's name right now.
How can you put respect on the team's name when they don't respect themselves?
What are you talking about? They have like the best uniforms in the NFL.
Because that's what matters, right?
No, that's what Cat Williams was Cat Williams was talking about. Y'all ain't winning games, but you got the best looking uniforms. But yeah, no, I've been a Jacksonville fan for a long time. So like, that's why I'm wearing this today, because we had a big win yesterday. Blew out the Chargers. So and the week before. I don't remember who they played the week before, but it doesn't really matter because they won then too.
Big fan, huh?
Oh yeah.
You don't know who played.
I don't remember who they. I don't remember they
just-
played. I don't remember who they played in weeks 1 and 2. But like, all I know is that yesterday they beat the Chargers.
I will tell you that the Jacksonville Jaguars are leading the AFC South with their record of 2-1.
I mean, there's a lot of football left.
Oh no, I'm saying there's a lot of football. Yes, but I'm just excited because like as of now, we already surpassed our last. Well, yeah, as of now, we already have more wins or the same number of wins that we had last season. So
That's something
I
to be
mean,
proud of, I suppose.
hey,
Jacksonville hasn't been great
It's
since
been a long
their
time.
first. What was it, that first year? Was it their
listen,
first year that
first few years.
they went to the AFC Championship the first year?
Yeah,
or something
and then
like that?
and then what? A couple years ago, they got back to the AFC Championship, but had to play against the Patriots. So, yeah, and then it was a long struggle since then. But now they're starting to they've been rebuilding. You know, we had 2 number 1 draft picks back to back, and so we've actually got a decent team now. So I'm excited to see the season. I pretty much at the beginning of the season I said, look, I'll be happy with just 5 wins. 5 wins. And somebody told me the other day, because I've seen a couple people recently with Jacksonville Jaguar stuff. I don't know if they've been and they're just, now coming out the woodworks, but all I know is he had a Jacksonville. I was like, you a fan? He's like, yeah. And I was like, yo, that's big wins. And he was like, yeah. And I said, look, I'm just looking for 5 wins. He goes, oh, we're going to get more than that. And I was like, all right, let's see. I just said 5 was a
You
comfortable
guys
number
need
for me.
1 more to tie last season, 2 more to beat last season. You had 3 wins last year. You're thinking of 3 years ago when they only had 1 win.
No, I thought they only had, because I thought they had 2 wins last year.
Last year they had 3. They were 3-14.
Oh,
Year
Must have missed one of
before
those
they
games.
were 1-15.
I remember that. Yeah, that was a tough season.
Well, you
They
are
won, like-
dedicated.
They won game 1. They won the first game of the season, and it was like, yeah, and then it was like, boo, 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 and then like all the other games were downhill. It was
Tyrus,
bad.
let's be clear. That was probably the only shirt he had lying on the floor next to him when he woke up to wear.
No, I went out. I went to eat in this shirt.
You wore that out in public.
I wear the shirt.
I mean, he lives
I've
in
worn this shirt multiple
Nevada,
times.
and he lives in Vegas of all places, and that's like Raider Nation now.
Yeah, whatever. They can keep the Raiders.
Brian says if we were doing the Fat and Black Fantasy League, you would know who played.
Oh yeah, I mean, like that's. But the thing right now that's upsetting me is that I had NFL Mobile for years, and this year they're making it so you have to sign up for NFL Plus in order to. What the hell are you doing? You have to sign up for NFL Plus in order to watch games on your mobile device, which I'm like, what?
$4.99 a month.
Yeah, but it's just an extra expense that I don't. It's just an extra expense that I don't need right now.
That's cable for you. You got to come out the pocket to watch television, and they're just catching up to everyone sharing their streaming passwords and nobody wanting to watch actual television anymore. So
Well, that's the thing. It's like I can watch I can watch replays and stuff like that. And unfortunately, like where I live, unless I have like the NFL ticket or some equivalent on Cox or whatever, I wouldn't be able to watch a Jacksonville game. So I kind of keep I have the score will pop up on my phone, and sometimes I can tune in on Sirius XM and listen, but I just keep track of the game and the scores, and I'll watch the highlights. I'll watch the highlights after the game.
So actually, this reminds me of something I wanted to talk about very briefly. I got an email today, and in this email was this image. The
What?
countdown is on.
To infinity?
Kind of looks like an infinity symbol, right?
Yeah.
And when you click on it, Olive Garden, it's back in 5 hours, 22 minutes, 53. I'm sorry, 5 days, 22 hours, 53 minutes, and 7 seconds.
What is this for? Oh, is this the Never Ending Possibles?
Finally.
Oh man, I haven't seen that in years.
Finally, after 2 years, it is coming back. And I think they're going to do the unlimited cards, as Scott referenced, which if they do that, I will be getting one. And if they offer the lifetime membership ones, I will be doing that.
Wait, what is that? Never even heard of that card.
So basically, you pay for a month, and it's unlimited, all you can eat pasta for an entire month. It's like I can't. It's been a couple of years, but it was like $100. Let's say 100.
Like, wait? Now here's the question: like, can you like just order it and like take it home, or do you have to eat it at the restaurant or something? Or
so with the Never Ending Possible, it's generally what you can eat in the restaurant. Usually, they don't let you do it to go unless it's something you already have on your plate.
yeah.
And Scott, I think the $400 one was the lifetime one. I don't think that's for 1 month. If they come back with the lifetime one,
pasta for $400 lifetime.
Yes.
Yikes.
Now that was it was very limited. I think they only sold like 1,000 of them. So trust me, I will be watching this very closely to see what happens in 5 days, because if that comes available, I'm getting it.
Now, the people that bought that like back in the day, do they get it back or no?
It is lifetime. It is forever.
Like they still, if they bought it then, they still have
any day
they can still use it.
Yes.
But but it's been gone for a long time, so now they're possibly bringing something like this back. So
I don't know. Last time I've been to Olive Garden, I think it was with Mark actually back in the day.
And I think one of the last times I went to Olive Garden. Oh no, I went with somebody else one time after that. But I think
it is way too overpriced, frankly. But I will go for when it's Never Ending Possible, because to me it's worth it then, because it's choose your pasta type, choose your sauce, and choose your protein, and it's all you can eat. And it's not cheap.
We did that a couple times. I do remember that.
I mean, I still prefer Shrimp Fest all day at Red Lobster.
Yes, but the shrimp selection has gone way down.
Indeed,
of late, it's just kind of lame.
And Scott says, "Good luck. The last one was sold out in something like 20 seconds from the opening online. At least the Never Ending Possible is restaurant based. Absolutely true."
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't.
The way bots go now, that's going to sold out in 2 seconds. Not even that.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm going to go for sure at least once during Never Ending Possible. If I can get either the lifetime pass or the pass for the whole month, I'm doing it.
So, like, if you get that month pass, can you renew it or something? Or
no, it's just for while the promotion's going on. But it's you can go every single day.
Nobody needs that much pasta.
Would you go every single day?
No, but I would go enough to where the cost would offset.
Yeah, it would offset. I don't think. Man, I don't even know where.
Well, and for me,
there's a couple Olive Gardens down here, but I don't know exactly where they are.
Yeah, and there's an Olive Garden in Carson City, and there's an Olive Garden here in Reno that's not far from me. So it'd be easy for me to get off of work and go over there to grab something, or to say, hey, let's go have dinner over there, because why not if I've already paid for it.
Now, does that cover multiple? Like, does that just cover you, or does it cover like a party of
individual?
In your case, party of 3.
It's
individual. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'd have to get 2. I wouldn't get one for my kid because
no, of course not. That's ridiculous.
Mac and cheese, done deal.
Unless I could get the lifetime one, then it might be worth getting my kid the lifetime one, because then she could use it for the rest of her life.
There you go.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, guys, it's been real for me, but I actually got to get moving.
Oh, he's got some tri-tip to eat.
Yeah, and I gotta finish washing my clothes.
Yeah, I gotta do laundry as well, but I was gonna kind of do that tomorrow. But
I
anyway,
really do appreciate you guys having me on today. It's
hey, no, I appreciate you covering for me, bro.
not a
Yes.
problem at all. Not
Yes,
a problem.
the pleasure was, of course, all yours. And Scott, yes, have a fantastic evening. It's been real. It's been fun. And you know what? Having Tyrus around actually made it real fun. So
Hey, we got it in.
let's have a good night. And James, shut it down.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
97 till now.
Oh, it didn't happen.
Oh.
Why would you do